Okay, hello everyone. So this is the second material of our TLE class, Language Test Typology Part 2. So it's still about the explanation of some terms related to language testing that you are going to learn for the next chapters. Okay, the first is about general and specific. So these two terms related to the content of the test. So testing for general English means that the test is expected to assess the performance of students in terms of their English skills in general context. So it means that the materials in the test doesn't specify to specific topic. Yeah. So in contrast, for specific tests, testing for specific purpose means that the test is specified for the content which is made for specific background of the participants or the testees. Usually it will influence to the topic of the test materials involved in the test. For example, testing for general English usually given in the schools, at schools or general schools like junior high schools or senior high schools. But testing for specific purpose is usually given for vocational schools. For example, the school for machinery students, the school for nursery students, the school for computer students, something like that. So if we talk about testing for specific purpose, the topic must be specific to the major of the students. For example, the students of medical should have the topic about medical or medistry, and the students for computer is expected to have the testing topic about computer aspects, something like that. Okay, now we go on to these two kinds of terms, achievement tests and proficiency tests. What is the difference between these two terms? Well, an achievement test measures one's performance on specific knowledge or skills learned in a specific course. In other words, an achievement test measures how much the person has learned in a specific time, which can be example at the end of a chapter or at the end of the class, etc., to test the students' weak points or strengths. Achievement tests have educational and diagnostic purposes that can help the teacher and the learners to investigate which area they have or they need to improve. Meanwhile, proficiency tests measure how much a person is able to use the knowledge or skills he or she has learned in real-time situation, and they evaluate the learner's level of knowledge or skill on a specific area. For example, IELTS test, TOEFL test, are examples of language proficiency tests, or placement test. So the results is the level of proficiency itself. How about these two terms, assessment and evaluation? So assessment is the way to measure the daily performance. So ideally, every time we teach, every meeting we teach our students, we have to assess them in order to assess whether the learning objective, the learning objectives have been fulfilled or not. Meanwhile, evaluation is used to measure their other students' performance after the whole semester or after the programs has been done or the class has been done. Now, what are the phases in language test construction? The first phase is to design the test. In order to design the test, we need to consider the characteristic of our students. That is about the level of our students which influence the testing materials that we are going to give to them. And about the topic also, the topic of the language test that we are going to give to the students. And then development. It means that after we design the test, we need to be sure whether our tests, whether our test tools is already valid and reliable. So before we construct the real test, we need to try out the test, to see whether the test is reliable and valid. And operation, we operate the test. We operate the test to real students, to our students. And then monitoring, it means that we have to monitor always whether the test that we have made, is always updated or not. So we cannot use our test, for example, in 5 years. It's out of date, of course. Okay, that's all for the language test typology part 2. Thank you very much. So we are going to the discussion session. Thank you.